Thelma Schoonmaker to introduce the Red Shoes.
It's not just me. We do it all together, but thank you very much. I'll tell them what you. And it's so wonderful to see so many young people here, and all the events I've gone to all around the world. There are tons of young people, which is so exciting. It didn't used to be that way, and I think it's wonderful that you're here. Thank you so much. I want to thank Rebecca Bonds for having scheduled this, which is wonderful, and the Gene Siskel Film Center, of course, and Martin Scorsese, who brought these wonderful films back from obscurity. It's quite a complicated story. I hope you can go see the documentary, because it's really wonderful, and he's the host of it. He says that this film that you're going to see is in his DNA. It's so important to him. He learned so much about filmmaking from this film, and he learned so much about filmmaking from this movie. He says it's in his DNA, and you'll see why. The film you're about to see is the pinnacle of a series of masterpieces made during World War II under the auspices of the Rank organization, who were paying for it. And no one was paying much attention to these movies because the war was on, and they were masterpiece after masterpiece. It was incredibly wonderful period of filmmaking. And Scorsese says it was probably the only period under one studio that so many great films were made. It'll never happen again, I'm afraid. So he's jealous, actually, of the artistic freedom that Powell and Pressburger had, because nobody was noticing what they were doing, literally, really, and the films were relatively well received. So they were getting away with murder, which is not so easy in Hollywood. The Red Shoes is the last of the films made for Rank, and when they saw it, they hated it. They thought it was uncommercial, and it made them nervous, and they tried to kill it. This is really true. However, two Americans came to Rank and said, we want to run it in New York. And they took it to New York, and it ran for 2 solid years in one theater. And it then went all around the world. It became a huge success. It's even on Variety's list of the most successful films, way at the bottom, with Oppenheimer way at the top. But it's a much beloved film. It's changed the lives of many, many people. I don't know if you know who Nick Pileggi is. He's one of the world's greatest mafia experts, and he helped Marty write a film about the mafia, Goodfellas. And he changed his life because of this movie. He saw it, and it gave him courage to leave home in Brooklyn and move into New York and become a writer. I've heard this story from many, many people, which is wonderful. So you're really lucky to see this film today, because it didn't die, as Rank had hoped. And I hope you'll notice that the first thing Michael Powell did when he thought of making this movie is insist that a real ballerina be the star, not as the way is done in so many films where you have an actor playing the dialogue parts and somebody else doing the dancing. Here you have the wonderful Maura Scheer, who was not trained as an actress, very young, and red hair, which Michael liked, and she's just fantastic in the film, as is everybody. So have a good time. Thanks.